Okay, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hello, 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 and welcome, my fellow gamers. I don't know why I'm singing in the morning. Hello. How's it going? Hopefully it's going well for you, and welcome. Welcome to my gaming stream for Thursday, July 12th, 2018. What's up? Good to see many, many, many regulars in the stream chat. Glad you guys are here to hang out with me today. DSP here live on the stream, of course. If you were expecting Jack Black on the stream, you probably were mistaken. You're in the wrong place. You should probably go somewhere else. But if you're here for fun gameplay, a fun atmosphere just to hang out with me for several hours today, you're in the right place. And I welcome you wholeheartedly to this stream. So, today, my friends, what are we doing? We are doing Jak 3, continuing on with my Jak 3 playthrough. So far, I'm I'd say about 8 hours of actual gameplay time, but with some of the fails and redos I've had, I think the game is saying it's like 6 to 7 hours of in-game time. I don't know. I honestly don't know how long this game is. You know, the other Jak games were quite long. If I remember correctly, Jak 2 was anywhere between 15 and 20 hours long, if I'm remembering correctly. But, from what I'm to understand, Jak 3 is both the easiest of the trilogy and the shortest. That's what people told me before I had started playing it. So, I don't know how much longer we actually have in-game before the game completes. What I'll do is today, when I boot it up, it'll tell you a percentage, like a percent of the game completed. So, we'll see what it says today when I boot it up. And hopefully that'll give us an estimate. I don't know if this is going to be the final stream. I don't know if this is going to be the next to last stream. Or maybe we're way off. Maybe there's like 3 more streams, you know. Another 12 hours of gameplay. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. So I guess we'll see. You know, playing along here. Now, I have liked Jak 3. Admittedly, the game is much easier than its counterparts. Number one, because it has a really good checkpoints. I've noticed that. When I die, typically there's a checkpoint right around the bend. So, even though I've died a million times in this playthrough, I've been able to easily just restart real close and, you know, redo it and beat it. Rather than, I remember in the older Jak games, some of the checkpoints were quite tedious, where they were not at a good spot, or there really weren't any checkpoints that were good at all, and you ended up having to replay a bunch of stuff. You know, kind of a more outdated formula. Jak 3 really seemed to be a little bit more modernized, alright? Now, also, the game has a lot of variety. I mean, so far in the game, I've done platforming, I've done shoot 'em up combat with guns, I've done open world exploration in the desert, right? I've done all kinds of different stuff, gliding. I mean, the game has a lot. You know, the hoverboarding, you know, and it was a big part of the last session that I did. And honestly, the game kind of feels, I don't want to say it feels disjointed, it just feels like there's so much variety in the game that it's hard to even kind of say at any point that this is what the game is. Like, how would you describe Jak 3? There's so much shit in it, right? Such a variety of stuff. It's hard to even say, oh, this is what the game is, right? Now, I'm not saying there's anything bad with that at all. I'm just saying it certainly feels a lot different from the first 2 games. And a lot of people actually say that Jak 3 is the worst in the trilogy because of that. For me, I'm just looking for a fun gameplay experience, you know. So for me, I've been enjoying the game so far, even though I have been losing, or I don't want to say losing, but dying a lot. It doesn't seem to really affect the playthrough that much because the checkpoints are so good, I just jump right back in, right? So, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes today. Continuing on with the playthrough. Again, I don't know how long the game is, so let's see. At least 4 more hours, okay? At least 4 more hours of gameplay. And hopefully you guys will enjoy the stream. This is my only gameplay stream for today, which I know is a rarity for a weekday, but yes, I'm only doing 1 gameplay stream today, my friends. So I just want to thank you for being here for the stream, since I will not be doing another one later tonight, okay? Now, tomorrow, there will be a double stream. I'll be going back to Persona 5 on my main gameplay stream, and I'm really excited about going back to Persona 5 because a lot of stuff is culminating. If you guys were here yesterday, you would have noticed that I went through almost the entirety of the dungeon we're in, the casino dungeon, And I'm about to max out my social link with the twins in the Velvet Room, which apparently is a really great social link to max out. I don't know why. I don't know what the reward is, but apparently people have been telling me it's really good, and they're jealous that I was able to actually max out the social link easily, pretty much, okay? So we're going to be doing that. I'm going to probably be getting to the end of the dungeon, all right? And then continuing on with, you know, the other stuff, the other daily stuff that you're allowed to do until the conclusion of the dungeon. So that should be a pretty fun session of Persona 5 tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, Friday night, I'm doing a special IRL stream. Since I really have nothing else to do at the, you know, for the rest of this week, I've been thinking about, gee, you know, what should I do Friday night? And I had a few options, a few things. I said, you know what? Nah, I'll just hang out with you guys for a couple hours on Friday night. We'll shoot the shit. We'll talk. We'll have fun. And hopefully it'll be, you know, an entertaining session of just kind of hanging out and having fun. People told me they want more of these kind of streams where I just kind of talk to you guys and answer questions and do fun stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing this this coming Friday night, so tomorrow night, okay? How long will that stream be? Probably about 2 hours, or maybe a little bit shorter. You know, we'll see. We'll definitely see. You know, it really honestly depends on you. How many people want to keep talking? How many people have things to ask, etc. You know, if it keeps going, then it'll be a full 2 hours. If it slows down or whatever, then it'll be an hour, hour and a half. We'll see how it goes, okay? So that's tomorrow night. Then keep in mind Saturday is my day off, but then I'll return on Sunday, more than likely with more Jak 3, and we'll see how that goes. But last night, guys, on Twitter, I put up a poll because I wanted to see, I was curious what the interest was for people regarding my next playthrough for the summer. As you guys know, we're about halfway through the month now of July. We're getting there, right? And it's good. It's been a great July so far. You know, with games like Simpsons Hit and Run, the conclusion of Half-Life 2, Jak 3, Persona 5 returning. I've really enjoyed so far. I really enjoyed this summer downtime. Even though there have been no new releases, I've been having a lot of fun with games, and you guys have been coming to the streams. You've been enjoying yourselves. You've been supportive. You know, it's been a really awesome experience. I cannot complain whatsoever. So I put up a poll last night wondering, gee, what would the next fun downtime playthrough be? And I had 4 options in this poll on Twitter. It was Silent Hill 2 HD. Well, I'm having a brain fart. Hold on a second. Silent Hill 2 HD. Oh my god, why am I having such a brain fart? I'm having a stupid brain fart. Okay. Silent Hill 2 HD, Final Fantasy 4. Okay, Grand Theft Auto Vice City HD, which would be the remade version of it, or Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem. Okay, those were the 4 options that were in the poll that I put up on Twitter. And I was curious between those 4 games, because here's the thing. I've already played Grand Theft Auto Vice City, right? That was one of my classic playthroughs from like 6 or 7 years ago. I think it was 6 years ago when I did it. I've already played Silent Hill 2. Again, a classic playthrough from back in the day when I bought the Silent Hill HD collection. I've never done Final Fantasy 4, and Final Fantasy 4 is actually a RPG from my childhood that I've replayed a bajillion times. I could probably say I played it 15 times over the course of my life because I like that game so much. And I know a lot of the stuff, the lore of the game, the secrets of the game. I could find all the secret stuff and everything. And I think it would be a really fun, you know, playthrough to do. Especially during summer downtime when there's a lot of time to do it. Or Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem is a survival horror game for the GameCube, excuse me. I never played it. I never played that one at all. Okay? So, with these 4 options, posting them up on Twitter. And by the way, I should clarify, if I do replay Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I cannot play music. It's just not allowed. I'll get everything muted here on Twitch. My YouTube videos will all get content ID claimed and muted. So I can't play it with the music, which sucks, I know. Thank God that originally I did play the game with music back before YouTube became, you know, copyright central. And it ruined their entire fucking website with bullshit. But, you know, if I were to replay it today, I would have to have no music. And I did put that in the poll. Okay? I did put that in the poll. And out of these games, Silent Hill 2 won the poll, although a lot of people did respond and said, actually, if you play it this time, could you play the original rather than the HD remake? because we don't like the HD remake because the voices are changed and there's some glitches, and in general, the HD remake was just shat upon and hated on when it came out. Now, I never played the original. When I played the HD remake, I liked it. So I don't know, I guess some people are such purists of the original Silent Hill 2 that they're so upset the HD remake apparently changed or ruined some stuff about the game. I don't know. I kind of shrug here. I don't know what the difference was. So, I mean, if it really came down to it, and people were like, we really would like to see you play the original, I would see if I could get the original on PSN. I don't know if it's downloadable or not. I would hope it is. Because if not, then there's no way I could play it anyway. I would have to get the HD collection. Okay? So we'll, anyway, we'll see. But Silent Hill 2 was voted in as #1. It was the biggest thing people seem to want, Silent Hill 2. I guess they're really craving survival horror since we haven't had any good survival horror. Actually, have we had survival horror yet this year? I don't think so, right? Holy shit. I just realized we're in July. I don't think we've had a single survival horror game this year. And that's rare, because remember, last year we had games like Resident Evil 7, Outlast 2, Evil Within 2. We haven't had a single one. Holy crap. Well, that makes sense then. Now maybe that's why people are craving Silent Hill 2 so badly, right? Okay, so that was #1. Now, in close second, it wasn't too far behind, was Grand Theft Auto Vice City, even though I blatantly said in the poll, no music. So people knew when they were voting that it would be Grand Theft Auto Vice City with no music playing, but they voted for it anyway, okay? Then in third place was Eternal Darkness, and then in fourth place was Final Fantasy IV. And quite frankly, I'm not surprised whatsoever, all right? I honestly expected Final Fantasy IV to come in last. I really did, because people just don't, I hate to say it, in this day and age, they don't really appreciate the classics when it comes to stuff like that. They don't realize that these games, like Final Fantasy IV, 5, 6, Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, these are games that literally created a major blockbuster genre in the JRPG franchise. And this is why all the modern JRPGs are based off of these older games. But a lot of people don't realize that. In fact, most people who've played the modern Final Fantasies never went back and played the originals to even understand the frame of reference of how much they've changed and where they came from. And it just makes me, I'll be honest, it makes me disappointed and sad, because I love Final Fantasy IV. As I said, this is a game I grew up with as a kid. And if I played this game, instead of it being a standard playthrough, which is typically what I do, it's going to be a full-on walkthrough. Because I'm going to be able to show you guys things about the game that you probably don't know. I've played the game so many times, I'm probably going to remember shit about weaknesses and strategies to win. And I'm going to be reading all the text. It'll be me basically kind of doing voice acting of all the characters, even though I don't do voice acting, I just read. But you know what I mean. I think this would be a really fun, especially for my hardcore fans, you guys who are here every day on stream, who like to hang out with me and want to see me play a game I absolutely love. This would be a really special, fun playthrough. But, again, I don't think people appreciate that. So I just kind of shrug. Well, it is what it is, right? So, that being said, more than likely, next week I probably will be playing Silent Hill 2, but what I need to do is figure out what version I'm going to be playing. Because if I got to get the HD collection, I don't know if that's available digitally or if I have to, order it off Amazon. Now, I can't play the original physical disc, but if the original is downloadable via PSN, which I have no idea if it is or not, I could get that version and play that version. I'm not sure. Okay? I'm not sure. I guess we'll see how I go about this. But I'm thinking probably early next week, I'll be starting up Silent Hill 2. And it'll become part of my regular gaming rotation. For next week. And it was actually kind of funny, because last night someone linked me to a FAQ, and they were like, Phil, you played it one time years and years ago. This time, maybe try to go for one of the different endings, because the game does have multiple different endings. And they linked me to the FAQ, and I'm reading the FAQ of how to get the different endings, right? And I'm like, seriously don't remember any of the things this game is referenced, or this FAQ is referencing. It's like, if you want this ending, you have to talk to Maria this way, and you have to do this after this boss. And I was like, I don't remember this at all. I barely remember this fucking game at all. So it's going to be kind of interesting, because I probably will remember certain things. There's no way I'm going to forget the bedroom boss, but outside of that, I don't think I remember much at all about Silent Hill 2. So it may be like playing it again for the first time. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm thinking Silent Hill 2 next week. And then I got to make a decision on what's going to be next, okay? But anyway, so far so good. This July's been great. Viewership's been great on the streams. Support's been great on the streams. Sadly, I hate to say it, on YouTube things are kind of the opposite. And I don't mean viewership's bad, because it's not. What I mean is YouTube is down in the dumps. In fact, my views on YouTube have gone up in July. But I'm making almost no money on YouTube videos whatsoever right now because YouTube is not selling ad space. They have, I'm bringing in, I think on a daily basis between 30 to 50,000 views on my channel, and then on a monthly basis between 1 to 2 million views. I haven't looked weekly how much I've done, but basically I'm doing good when it comes to views. I'm doing better than I did in June, but I'm not even exaggerating here when I say I'm making less than half as much money as I was on a daily basis in June on YouTube. And that sucks because that's money I need, right, to pay my bills. So it is what it is. This is what YouTube does in the summer. They suck. They don't sell ad space, and we all suffer, okay? What you can do to help out is basically support me on the streams, or you could pledge to my Patreon, or you could buy something from my Teespring shop. I'm about to do the plug segment explaining any of that stuff, but if you do that stuff during the summertime, you'll be helping me out at a time when basically I'm making almost nothing on YouTube. Even though I'm doing the same kind of gameplay every day, you guys are watching the videos on YouTube. I get nothing for it because YouTube does a terrible job at what they do. And this is what? Third, fourth summer in a row that's been pretty bad like this. So I just got to kind of say, well, I'm just going to focus on the positive. And the positive is the streams are going good. People are liking the streams. And that's what I want to focus on. Okay, guys? All right, so, ladies and gents, let's get into the plugs. Let's get them over with, all right? And that will kind of officially be the end of the pre-stream. But then I'm going to give you guys shout-outs for all your contributions. And then we're going to get started with Jack 3. All right? So, just to let you guys know, yesterday's pre-stream ended at 20 minutes. And then there was 55 minutes of shout-outs afterward. And people say, oh, your pre-stream is too long. Like, well, that wasn't my pre-stream. My pre-stream was 20 minutes long. 55 minutes of shout-outs afterward. You see what I mean? Okay, let's get to the plugs really quickly, guys. All right? Thank you for 10 years of support. If you guys want to continue to see me be able to do this on a daily basis as my full-time job, doing my hobby for a living, and absolutely loving what I do, then the best way to support is to watch the videos and streams, obviously. But if you want to go above and beyond, especially during this dead summertime when there's no new releases, I'm not getting much of anything out of the stuff I'm putting up on YouTube, and I really need your help. There are many ways that you can help. The first is to check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil, where your monthly pledges directly help me in the cost of this business. In fact, no exaggeration, last month I got an increase in patron pledges, and it was that increase in pledges that allowed me to afford my bills in the last week. If I didn't have the increase in patron pledges, I would have been overdrawn on my bank accounts. It would have been a nightmare. So thank you to the patrons of June. By the way, I have been getting all of your messages over this week, and I will be getting to giving you your perks this weekend. Sunday night, I'm actually going to sit down and film some of these private Q&A videos and get some of your forum upgrades on the fast track to being completed, okay? All right, so please check it out, patreon.com/darksidephil. Whatever you pledge, you're going to earn some kind of a perk, which is a reward for pledging. And the rewards are really great. In my opinion, the best one is the $5 perk because it allows you to nominate and vote on things for special events. This month, we're focusing in on hopefully getting to do a 10 years of Rage anniversary event. We'll be able to nominate and vote on things from my 10-year history as a content creator, some of your best moments or favorite moments, and I'll be watching these back on a live stream and reacting to them. It'll be cool reminiscing of the 10 years of stuff I've done on the internet, right? So that's just one example. There's many other perks. Give it a look. Patreon.com/darksidephil. And please consider pledging. Okay. Number 2, we got my Teespring shop. As you guys know, I sell merch. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, great quality stuff. I won't go too much into detail about it here, but all I'll say is if you buy something, you help me out, you get a cool collectible. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Last but not least, if you're here live on the stream, and you enjoy my live streams, and you want to jump in, you want to maybe have some interactivity with me on the stream today, get a shout out, well, if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or you tip me, you can get that said shout out during the stream with a few criteria. Number one, please be positive. Number two, please don't be insulting or toxic. Please don't bring up drama. Please don't bring up negative stuff from outside of the stream. I don't care about people who make fun of me. I don't care about people who steal my content. This stream is not the time to discuss that stuff. Also, oh my God, excuse me. Also, please don't bring up politics or religion. Those are no-no topics that people do not want to talk about because it's just going to cause arguments in the stream chat. This is a positive, interactive stream based on gameplay, but also fun. And that's what we want. A positive atmosphere where we can all sit here and have fun on a daily basis. Let's try to keep it that way. Keep in mind, my stream is my own, and it's very subjective what I choose to read and don't read. So if I don't read one of your messages, it's probably on purpose. Although every once in a while I do miss a cheer or whatever, and I apologize for that, okay? Also, if you'd like to get an animation, a thank you animation to play on stream for your contribution, there are 3 ways you can qualify for that. Either cheering 50 bits or more in one cheer, or subscribing to the channel and then clicking the share button that appears after a few minutes after you're subbing, or tipping me $5 or more in one single tip. You'll get a fun thank you animation to play to give you both visual and verbal recognition for your contributions, because I'm still going to give you that verbal shout out as well, okay? Now, subscribing. If you subscribe to the channel, number one, you're going to contribute to a monthly goal. The monthly goal this month is that 10 Years of Rage anniversary event that I previously mentioned. Please consider subscribing. What do you get for subscribing? You get cool emotes that you can use in this chat or anyone else's stream chat on Twitch. You get a subscriber crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter, and it changes color depending on how many months you have been an ongoing sub. And you also don't have to watch advertisements when I run them, which I frequently, I wouldn't say frequently, probably twice a stream, I'll run a set of advertisements, and you don't have to watch those ads if you're a sub, okay? A good example right now, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the stream chat just used a bunch of the emotes. So there you go. Thank you to anyone who has a current sub, and please consider subbing to the channel if you want to support, and also if you want to make the monthly goal happen, okay? Now, as you guys can see, I have the stream stats leaderboard up and in effect. Over the course of today's stream, I'll be updating that with the top cheerer and top tipper. So, if you either cheer or tip me today, you have a high chance of getting up on the leaderboard and getting recognition. So, there you go. So, another chance to be recognized for your contributions, right? I mentioned tipping here on the pre-stream. You may be wondering, how do you tip? Well, there's 2 ways to do that. If you look below the stream, there's a button that says Tips Jar, and if you click on that, it takes you to my PayPal Tips page, which you can either be anonymous, or you can leave a name and a message if you want a shout-out, okay? Or, if you don't see that button, that Tips Jar button, instead, just type in !tip into the stream chat, and boom, it'll bring up a link that you can click on and go to the Tips page and leave a tip, okay? All right, that is it for the pre-stream. 22 minutes. Now we get to shoutouts, all right? So this is not the pre-stream segment anymore. This is shoutouts. So once again, sorry, I refuse to take the flack for people who say that my pre-streams are too long, when this is me interacting with you guys, giving you thank yous for your contributions. So, now moving on to the shoutouts, everybody, okay? The first thing I want to do, I want to give some credit to the top 10 cheer contributors this week, which I have not yet done, but it didn't update. What the hell? I can't do it. I was going to do it, and I can't because I just looked at my leaderboard on my laptop, and it didn't update. I've been having some issues, I've noticed, with the chat in my laptop. What I usually do is when I am live on stream, I pop out the chat from my dashboard, my Twitch dashboard, and I interact with you guys via the chat that's popped out. However, this week it's not updating, and I don't know why it's not. It hasn't updated the top 10 in 2 days, because I can notice it still says the Lord Lamb is in first with a 10,000-bit cheer, when in reality he's cheered more after that. So I know it didn't update. So sadly, I can't do the top 10 leaderboard, guys. However, thank you to anyone who did contribute with cheers, this week. I appreciate it. This sucks. All right. So instead of doing that, let's go ahead and let's give credit where credit is due, and let's do shout-outs for those who cheered, subbed, and tipped overnight, and also during this earlier pre-stream segment. All right, so let me refresh my Muxie. All right, so shout out to Infinite55, who did a 100-bit cheer overnight, and also to Richie7ACR, who did a 50-bit cheer overnight. I'm appreciative of both of your guys' contributions. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. And now we're going to move into people who actually cheered during today's stream. And the first person who did was Hands Celebratory, who did a 100-bit cheer. So Hands Celebratory is officially the top cheerer so far for today's stream. Let's get him up on the leaderboard. we go. Very nice. Thank you, Hand Celebratory, for starting things off here today. Appreciate that. Shout out to Prank Black, who resubbed to the channel for the 2nd month in a row. Thank you for 2 months of support, Prank Black. Appreciate that. Shout out to Game Master Used Phoenix Down, who did a 50-bit cheer and asked the following. In your years of gaming, has there been a game that messed up your day, that made you feel differently than when you started playing, than when you finished? Yeah, I would say any game that, that basically is a game that it really is just gruelingly challenging. And, you know, in this day and age, I don't really get that feeling that much anymore, only because I've played so many difficult games that a lot of the times, even if I play a game that's known to be difficult, it's not that bad. I'll give you an example. If I played Simpsons Hit and Run, you know, 5 to 10 years ago, you know, anywhere between when I started on YouTube till about 2013, I probably would have hated the game. I would have fucking raged at it. I would have slammed my fucking controller. I would have ripped my shirt off. I would have went nuts saying the game's unfair and broken and a bunch of fucking bullshit, okay? You know, when I played it last week, yeah, did I fail a lot? Of course I did. But if you noticed, I didn't really go nuts at the game, because I really do feel that as a gamer, I've matured a bit. I've figured out how to handle my anger, okay? And I figured out how to basically handle difficult games. Not to say that I master them immediately, but I tend to persevere because I keep cool, right? I mean, those final few missions there in Simpsons Hit and Run are incredibly difficult. By anyone's standards, they're incredibly difficult. But I managed to persevere and beat them within a single nighttime session. It wasn't like I kept failing. I had to keep replaying, and, you know. It'd be like I said, very different. I've definitely matured a lot when it comes to gaming. But back in the day, yeah, I remember when I first played the original Dark Souls, that game, it seriously angered me. Like, I was so heated playing Dark Souls 1, not knowing what the fuck I was doing, not having any idea about half the game mechanics because they're literally not fucking explained in the game, not having a strategy guide, and there was no wiki at the time to look up the shit online, so there was just no hope. I was just fucked. And I didn't know what to do, where to go, and basically it wasn't fun because when you don't know what the fuck you're doing in a game like that, right? It's just like, why? I might as well put my balls in a cheese grater. Like, what the fuck's the point of this? And I remember that game really destroyed me. It did. It absolutely destroyed me at the launch. So that would be a game that I would say, yes, there's a perfect example. But in recent memory, not really. I would say, if anything, the things that I get angry at and I quit, they don't really ruin my day because I just kind of don't care anymore. Like, I'll give you an example. Secret of Mana. This was a remaster from last year that, first of all, no one really cared about. I was playing it solely because I had never played that game to completion before on the SNES. I had rented it a few times, but I'd never gotten to the end. And I wanted to see it through to the end for the first time. And then to come to find out, the end of the game is completely fucking broken. That if you're not aware that you need items for the final boss is a puzzle, not a true final boss. And if you don't have an item to restore your magic power, you can't fucking beat the final boss, which is bullshit. Instead of it being based on skill, it's based on, oh, did you micromanage your items well so you could have MP to do a puzzle at the end of the game? And it frustrated the shit out of me. And I said, I'm just not playing this anymore. I'm at the end of the game anyway. Fuck this. You know, and that was it. You know, and I didn't dwell on it. It didn't ruin my day. I didn't rip my hair out or anything. But again, back in the day, I might have. Back in the day, that's kind of how I was. I was Mr. Rage, right? I used to be the guy known for flipping out on games on the internet. And I just don't really do that much anymore because I think now I'm more resigned. I'm more mature. And quite frankly, it's just not worth it to get my blood pressure up over this shit anymore. So, there you go. There's your answer. Toxic Toilet Juice cheered. He says, are there any games you regret rushing through during a playthrough? Now, that's an interesting question. And I would answer that one honestly, yes. And here's what I have to say about that, okay? So what you guys got to remember is that, again, back in the day, and when I say that, I mean back in the day before I live streamed, before Direct Capture, when I was just playing video games to make video series on YouTube, okay? First of all, a lot of the time I wasn't doing it full-time. Okay, I wasn't doing it full-time. And so, when I had limited time to play games, it means I had limited time to do the stuff in the games. And a lot of the times I was playing a game that had side content, I would end up skipping a lot of the side content, or I wouldn't necessarily thoroughly look through the environments and explore. And then I would even say the first 2 years that I did this for a living, 2011 and 2012, I was kind of the same mentality. I was like, I got to get to the next game. I got to get to the next game. I got to get to the next game. And I would be the guy who was known, I would pick up the game on release day from GameStop, come home, immediately start playing it. I would film the unboxing video, get that uploaded to get you hyped for the playthrough that could be starting later in that day, right? And on launch day, by the end of the day, I would have like 5 to 8 hours of fucking gameplay of a brand new game uploaded to YouTube. You know, we're talking 30 to 50 videos sometimes, depending on how much gameplay I actually played in one day. Okay? So, that was back in the day. That was my shtick. Phil was the guy who got the games on launch day, did an unboxing, had, you know, half the playthrough up in one day. If you wanted to see a brand new game on launch day, that's what Phil did. But I always had to look forward to the next new game and say, well, I got to finish these games in a relatively quick amount of time to get to the next game. So I did. I admittedly would kind of rush through a lot of these games to try to get to the next big release so that when it came out, I could play it at launch, right? Remember, back then, I didn't juggle 2, 3, 4 games at once. A lot of the times I was focused solely on 1 or 2 games at a time, and that would be it. So, for me, it was just, I gotta get through this game as quickly as possible, alright? And so, you know, that was a different philosophy. Today, now when I play a game, I take my time, I explore, I enjoy, because now, I'm in no rush. I'm very subjective what I play and what I don't play. I don't have to play every single major new release. You know, I pick the ones that I think are going to be enjoyable for me to play, rather than just focusing on, I have to play everything. The streams are very different, right? Very different philosophy of how you do gameplay when you're doing a live stream and interacting with the viewership versus doing it offline and rushing to the next major release. So yeah, I would have to say definitely, back in the day, a lot of the playthroughs that I did were more rushed. Now, a lot of people liked that rushed style. They didn't want to see me dilly-dally around and do 40 hours of side content in a playthrough that could be completed in 20 hours. But then again, I got a lot of complaints back then that, you know, yo, Phil, your game's reviews aren't fair because you don't really do all the content in the game. So, you know, over time I evolved and changed to do more and more stuff. Of course, now people, oh, your playthroughs are too long. Phil, your playthroughs are now too long and there's too much downtime in them, and that's why no one watches them. Well, wait a minute. When I did the more abridged playthroughs, when I was rushing through the games not to do side content and just to make it more entertaining, people complained that I was skipping too much of the game, so then I changed, and then people complained that I changed. And that's what I mean. Like, it seems like in my career, no matter how I approach it, there's always people who complain and say that I'm doing it the wrong way. So I kind of just resign myself and say, oh, well, all I have to say is as long as I'm playing a game and I'm pacing it at a pace that I'm enjoying and a pace where I can still get people to come back and watch the streams, that's all I care about. You know, that's all I can care about, because you can please some of the people, some of the time. Excuse me. Some of the people, all of the time. All of the people, some of the time. But you can't please all the people all the time. And no, Toxic Toilet Juice, I don't have a specific game that I can call out and say, oh, this is the one that I regret rushing through. No. I've played too many games over the years. You can't ask me those kind of questions. Okay. All right, John cheered. He says you used to do fan appreciation years ago. Why don't you do them anymore? John, you already know the answer. John is a classic setup artist. What he tries to do is he tries to ask a question that sounds innocent, but in reality it's not. In reality, it's a question that's going to lead to something negative. So in this case, why don't I do fan appreciation multiplayer anymore? Everyone knows the answer. Because every time I tried to do it, it got worse and worse, to the point where the last time that I finally did it, it was all trolls. Like, the trolls were sitting there waiting for the session to start. They joined almost all the spots. They got on their mics and said offensive stuff constantly. And they weren't playing the game. You know, you're trying to do a multiplayer game, and they're sitting there spinning in place. They're trolling, blocking the camera, teabagging. To the point where it was like, what am I doing this for? This isn't even fun for those who genuinely want to do multiplayer with me. This isn't even fun because these assholes have ruined it. So why am I ever going to run another event like this if it's going to turn out like this, right? Now, after that, what I did is I did 1 or 2 multiplayer sessions that were patron exclusive. So if you were a patron of mine, okay, you could get in on a fun multiplayer session and play multiplayer with me. But after doing a couple sessions of that, it really stopped because I really wasn't getting enough interest. Like, I would have 12 to 15 people who wanted to do it, and it wouldn't be enough to even make sense because I'd be, oh, there's only 2 people who want to play this multiplayer game. So, wow, I'm going to do a stream, you know, for an hour of the 3 of us playing a game. You know what I mean? So, really, it just went away. And it's just a symptom of the fact that these sick, toxic people stalk me and do nasty shit to me constantly. And one of the things they've done is single-handedly destroyed multiplayer for me because I cannot do anything but randomized multiplayer anymore. It just doesn't work. I can't do it because the trolls ruin it every single time. Okay? And that's your answer. The thing is, John knows that, but he's asking it anyway to try to set up a negative answer. So, congratulations. All right. Third Eye the Third just did a 25-bit cheers. Says if you're going to play Vice City, do it on the PC. Then you can put your playlist in MP3 form as a radio station. You know, you will know suffering like we do. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I think what he's saying is I could have my music remixes playing in the background. You know, the remixes that I play on pre-stream. So at least there would be music during the gameplay. I'm not going to do that. Reason being, number one, people already complained that music is old and I need new music. It's already outdated. And number two, it would be distracting to hear my own fucking voice while I'm trying to talk, hearing my voice and then talking over myself. So I'm not going to do that. If I play Vice City, it's going to be exactly like San Andreas with no music. And people are just going to have to accept it as that. So if you really want to see me replay Vice City for this, you know, anniversary event for the summer, there's not going to be music. And it sucks, you know. Some people have suggested do it just on Twitch. I can't. Even Twitch mutes it. So anyone who wanted to watch it on demand later wouldn't be able to. On Twitch, it would be muted or deleted. And on YouTube, it would be muted or blocked or whatever you want to say. So I cannot do it with music. It's that simple. And you either got to accept it or just say, all right, then don't do it. So I guess that's your choice. That's your real choice. You know, based off of what people voted for last night on Twitch, okay, then I would say people seem to be accepting of it without the music because it still came in second place in the polling, pretty close to Silent Hill 2. So it seems at least the people who voted in the poll are accepting of the fact that it won't have music. But I mean, I'm seriously just not going to put up with, oh, it has no music, this sucks. I already said a million times I can't play it with music as a preface before I started playing, so. Okay. A3 Bug says, I'd rather watch your old Vice City stuff because of the music. Yeah, but you can't. A3 Bug, you don't seem to understand. If you go to try to watch my old Vice City playthrough, it's completely destroyed. A lot of the videos are muted. A lot of the videos are blocked in certain regions and territories. A lot of the videos are blocked worldwide. You literally cannot watch my old Vice City playthrough from start to finish anymore because many of the videos are missing or muted or destroyed. And that's just because YouTube instituted their bullshit content ID / copyright practices over the years and systematically just destroyed that playthrough. So, you know, you can't. A3 Bug, even if you want to, you can't. Alright, shout out to the Vietnamese comrade. Well, actually, I should say congratulations to the Vietnamese comrade. You were gifted a subscription from Infinite. So, enjoy your Tier 1 subscription, and thank you, Infinite, obviously, for the support and gifting that subscription to him. I hope that he enjoys it. Alright, Darkside Phil Burturtle. Oh my god. People... Darkside Phil Burturtle did a 25-bit cheer and says, I play second in my local GameStop Smash Brothers Wii U tournament. I am a former pro fighting game player. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Shout out to Toxic Toilet Juice. And he says, if you just stream Vice City and don't upload it to YouTube, you can play the music. Dude, Toxic Toilet Juice. I have a question for you. Very logical question. Again, another setup, right? Another setup to... Phil should just do it with music because he doesn't listen to me. But it's just another setup question. But it's fine. I'll play ball. I have a question for Toxic Toilet Juice. Alright? Take a look at how many viewers are on any given stream. Compare that with the amount of people who actually watch the videos on YouTube over time. You're going to see a disparity because, ladies and gentlemen, not everyone can be here live. Alright? It's just true. Not everyone can be here live. And it's not fair to viewers who cannot be here live to say, well, you know, would have been nice if you could have been here live, but since you're not, screw you. You'll never see my 10th anniversary run of Vice City because I'm only doing it live on stream and I'm not archiving it anywhere just because I want to have music in it. So tough titties. That's not right. So just real talk, that's not right. There are people, all right, there are people who over the years have been longtime fans of mine, people who made me who I am today, who watch all my stuff on demand. Whether it's on YouTube or other places that I've been, they can only watch on demand. They can't be here for my live streams. How is it fair to them, okay, to play the game and say, well, tough shit, can't be here live, screw you. And just think about how stupid that'll be because you realize Vice City is an incredibly long game. So if you miss one stream, now you're behind, you have no idea what happened, now that's it. You can never see that portion. Either tune in live to see where I am now or screw it, you're done, right? That would be incredibly bad. People would be very angry. And more than likely, after 2 to 3 sessions of the game, no one would show up anymore because they'd say, well, I missed part of it and I'm not going to be here anymore. Right? So, Toxic Toilet Juice, you know the answer to your question, but you're just setting up bullshit. There you go. Bean Reaper did a 126-bit cheer. I said, have you considered turning Facecam on during the interaction part of the stream? No. There's no point. You guys see me the entirety of the stream. When I'm on camera for gameplay, you don't need to see me while I'm reading your shoutouts. Okay? Okay. You are, oh crap. You are the top cheer for the day, so thank you for that. Get you up on the leaderboard. Shout out to Game Master Use Phoenix Down, who did a 50-bit cheer. He says, was there a game that made you really emotional? That's actually what I meant when I asked earlier. Oh, well, that's a completely different situation. Emotional, I would say, definitely when season 1 of The Walking Dead, the very end when you find out that, you know, the main character is going to either turn into a zombie or die, one or the other. It's your choice, actually, what happens to him. That was incredibly emotional for me. I teared up there. There was, oh god, wasn't there a game I just played last year or 2 years ago? It was an indie game. And it was the game where you were going through this girl's house and learning about all her different family members and how they had, like, died in crazy ways and stuff. It was, like, going through their life stories. At the end of that, it was pretty emotional. So that one, I remember, made me almost tear up. You know, there have been a few games over the years. There's been a few games over the years, okay? Oh, To the Moon. To the Moon. That game definitely made me feel very emotional. I teared up near the end of that game. Huge. I was like almost full on crying during the credits of To the Moon. That game really tugs at the fucking heartstrings, you know. So there you go. I'd say those would be three different playthroughs. Sadly, I can't remember the name of that playthrough that I'm talking about. What the hell was it called? Does anyone remember the name of that game? The game of the girl. What Remains of Edith Finch? Thank you, Aust Mink. He found it. What Remains of Edith Finch? Yeah, that one got me at the end. To the Moon and season 1 of The Walking Dead, probably the 3 games that got me emotionally the most. Although there have been many more. There have been many more. I remember, what was it? Not Sora, Soma, which was a game from the makers of that other survival horror game that was super popular on fucking PC. God, it was a machine for pigs. What the fuck's... Oh, Amnesia. From the makers of Amnesia, the newer game they made called Soma. That game made you totally question. So it was like a total mindfuck game. What is life? What's considered alive and dead? Is AI life? Is there a soul? What, you know what I mean? Can you copy life? And is it legit life if you copy it? And you're gonna die someday, and you're a finite being, and all the shit going through your head when you're playing this fucking game totally mind fucks you. And that game really got me. By the end, I was like, holy shit. Like, boy, am I, like, now thinking about mortality and all these crazy things that normally when you play a video game, you don't think about it at all, right? That game got me in a totally different way, okay? Okay. All right, let's continue on here. Third Eye the Third cheered and said, there's plenty of royalty-free music you can get for Vice City, and a lot of meme songs wouldn't get muted either. Could add a ton of fun to the stream, not a serious playthrough anyway. So I guess what you're saying is, go out of my way to compile compile a playlist of music to play randomly in the game that's royalty-free music that has nothing to do with the game. No. How about I play it just like I played San Andreas, and instead of me focusing on copywritten music, we focus on the gameplay and we focus on our interactivity. Because if you remember, one of the major reasons why the San Andreas playthrough was so fun earlier this year is because it was an interactive stream. So a lot of people were talking to me, and we filled the dead time. You know, if you remember the original times I played those games, I was playing them offline, not a stream. So it was like dead air when I was driving around, except I was listening to the music. So listening to the music, I would start singing the music and interact with the music. But now that I have a live stream, it's a much better experience. And most people, at first, thought the San Andreas playthrough was going to suck. They were like, man, this game with no music is going to stink. Then, as it progressed, they were like, no, it's actually the opposite. We actually really like this playthrough because of the way that it's turned out with the interactivity and everything. It makes it better. So I think Vice City would be the same. But no, I'm not going to go out of my way to start compiling custom fucking playlists of music. This is insanity. Maybe you don't realize this, but what I want to do every day is sit down, play games, and have fun. That's been my philosophy since day one. Since day one. I'm not here to create an orchestrated product for you. That's never been the point of me on the internet. So, no. I'm just going to play here, play a game, and have fun. And if people like it, great. So, that is the premise of me playing Vice City. Either you accept it or you don't. And if you don't, then don't ask for it. Okay. John cheered again. He says, I didn't want to seem negative. I just wanted this to play games with you. My apologies. Well, John, sadly, I hate to say it, there really is no time set when I do that. If you can randomly join me in a game when I'm doing random multiplayer, many people have done that. Like when I do a fighting game or something like that, and I'm randomly matchmaking, they've played me. But outside of that, I don't know what to tell you. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's the fault of those people who literally just want to ruin everything for me that I can no longer do multiplayer with my viewers. Toxic Toilet Juice now says to upload my videos to Vimeo. You know what? That's enough. I'm just not going to read your cheers no more, dude. Seriously, you're just a troll at this point. Haraz just cheered. He says, are you going to vote in the midterm elections this November? One of your senators is up for re-election. I have no idea. Typically what happens is they mail a book to the house here that explains, you know, what's going on elections-wise. And, you know, if there's something I feel that I need to vote on, I do. But that is my own personal, you know, thing behind the scenes. As I said, this stream is not about politics, and therefore I'm not going to discuss it. Third Eye the Third cheered. He says, to be honest, screw the people who can't show up to live streams. They don't support you like we do right now. That's a fucked up attitude, Third Eye the Third. It really is. Because what you got to understand is behind the scenes, there are people who pledge to Patreon. There are people who buy stuff from my Teespring. There are people who actually are not here live for the streams, but they'll come by and sub or cheer because they can't be here live. And to say, oh, just screw all those people who basically made me who I am over the last 10 years would be an incredible, short-sighted, fucked up way to go about things, and I refuse to do it. Golden Colts just resubscribed for the 13th month in a row and said one more time. What's going on, Golden Colts? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is good for you. Thank you for the 13 months, obviously, of support. And I don't know if you'll be around for the stream today or not. If you are, I hope you enjoy it. And good to see you. Good to see you. Shout out to, oh my god, how do you read this name? Is that an L or an I or a 1? I have no idea. So it could be 1919, 199. It could be L9, 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 L99. It could be I9, 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 I99. I have no idea what this guy's name is. But he cheered and he says, I heard you name drop Ice Poseidon a few weeks ago. Are you a fan of his content? I don't remember that. I don't know anything about Ice Poseidon. I literally don't know a single thing about Ice Poseidon besides, I guess at one point, he was at an airport and he was streaming IRL on Twitch at an airport. And I guess he said something to incite viewers, and some viewers, like, called the airport and swatted the airport, which is fucked up. Because you've got hundreds, if not thousands of people who are trying to get around the world. And now apparently the police showed up because of, like, a bomb threat or something. And basically it was a really, really fucked up situation. Because not only did you negatively affect the guy, but you fucked over everyone at that airport for the day. And apparently Twitch took it so seriously they banned him from Twitch. Now, I could be wrong. That's the story I heard through the grapevine. And that's all I know about him. That's it. So I have no idea what you mean about I name dropped him or nothing. I know nothing about him. I don't even know why I would have name dropped him. So I just kind of shrug. That's all, you know. That's all I know. I could be wrong. That might not even be the full story of what happened. I could be completely wrong. But that's at least from what I understand. And I have no idea what you're talking about. So, no, I'm not a fan of his content. I know nothing about the guy. Shout out to That Anana Bunny, who cheered and said, people say you don't brush your teeth. Brush your teeth on stream and prove them wrong. What? Who the hell says I don't brush my teeth? And why would they say that? What are you talking about? I don't even use a webcam with a good enough quality to see my teeth. So how would you even say something like that? It doesn't even make any sense. What on earth are you talking about? The new phase of creation says, I don't wash my hands. What? What is going on? People say the weirdest shit. Is this like another meme? Phil doesn't brush his teeth. Actually, in reality, not only do I brush my teeth, but I use mouthwash every day, too. I actually am pretty clean, you know, in the oral department. I try to keep my teeth good. Because it sucks, because I have bad teeth. Like, in my family, we have bad teeth. It's just a problem. My mom had lots of teeth problems and had to get tons of, like, dental shit done over the years. So, in general, I try to brush and mouthwash and everything. So... I don't even know what's going on. I'm reading the stream chat. There's some random stuff. I don't know what's happening. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, all right. Dark Carnage 88 did a 510-bit cheer. He says, here, DSP, I let my cheers do my talking. I support you. Thank you very much. Excuse me. To Dark Carnage. Let me go ahead and get you up as the top cheerer on the leaderboard for today, because indeed you are. Here we go. Thank you very much, Dark Carnage, for your contribution. And good to see you. That Nana Bunny cheered. He says, can I hire you to do voice acting work? No. I already talk so much during a daily basis that I probably would not be able to do voice acting work unless I had to take significant time away from my streaming, which I would not like to do. But, you know, that being said, if a door was ever opened for me by, you know, a game development studio or whatever to do voice acting, I would maybe pursue it just to see where it would lead. But I've actually heard that voice actors don't really have it very nicely. Like, a lot of them get overworked. They don't necessarily have a union. And so a lot of the things that happen to them are unfair. Like, they have to work these crazy hours. They're forced to scream at the top of their lungs repeatedly to get the perfect clip. And they don't really get a lot of the same kind of treatment as other actors. And I don't know. I've heard a lot of stuff about this that kind of turns me off. At one point, I actually was interested in doing it. And then when I kind of heard some of these horror stories, I was like, oh, God, are you serious? So I don't know if I would want to do it. All right. Bean Reaper did a 25-bit cheers as DSP tries it. Colgate Protect. Colgate Protect? What is that? Some new kind of toothpaste? And Third Eye the Third cheered. He said, I knew that statement would ruffle feathers. I still stand by it because you always say you want the Twitch channel to grow. In my opinion, the only way that will happen is you solely focus on it. Well, listen. Listen, Third Eye the Third. And this is me being honest, okay? And I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your honesty and your questions and comments. I actually do. I just want to let everyone know I'm not peeved or anything that people are asking me questions that may not have happy answers, right? The truth of the matter is this. If Twitch was my sole income, meaning if I made enough money on Twitch to pay all my normal bills and a monthly, you know, thing like so my mortgages, my credit cards, my utilities, cost of games, all that stuff. And if basically other things, like say for example Patreon and YouTube was negligible, like that, yes, those were sources of income, but those were sources of income that were not absolutely necessary every month to pay the bills. You see what I mean? Like if I could make enough on Twitch that this is enough to pay the bills, and then everything else doesn't matter how it fluctuates, then yes, then I would maybe say, okay, I'll do some crazy events. Like I'll do an event with copywritten music and I don't care, you know, if other people can't watch it or not. But the bottom line is I'm not there. The bottom line is I am still highly dependent on income from other sources, namely Patreon and YouTube, on a monthly basis. I am. And I'm not saying that Twitch isn't growing. It absolutely is. On average, stream viewership is up, getting more followers, you know, getting more people to contribute. It's good. It's a good thing. The Twitch streams are doing well. They're seeing growth, and that's a positive thing, because definitely my YouTube is not seeing growth, right? But that being said, you know, I'm not there yet. I mean, maybe another 1 to 2 years, because I is seeing great growth. When I started last year, I was at one level. This year, I mean, I'd probably say this year on a monthly basis, I'm making at least 1.5 times as much as I did last year on Twitch. So a 50% increase in revenues is great. For any business, they'd say that's fucking outstanding, right? And if I could keep that trend up, and it's growing. We're seeing people coming in and being more supportive, and in general, people get more excited for streams now. So I think if I could keep this up, in particular now, one of the things that really is making me feel very positive is we're in the middle of summer downtime with no new releases, and you guys have been incredibly supportive. Like this last week and a half of July have been some of the most support I've ever gotten on Twitch. And so that's amazing because it's downtime. There's no new releases. You guys are loving what I'm doing so much. You're still coming and being supportive. That's a great thing. But unless I can get it to a situation where I don't need to worry about income from other sources, I can't just throw away that income and say I'm going in head first Twitch only. See what I mean? But we're getting there. We are slowly getting there. You know, and you guys showing up for the stream, spreading the word about how great the streams are, getting more people to come in and check it out who normally wouldn't because they believe all the bullshit and slander out there about me. Instead, convincing them to come check out the streams, and the people who are coming in and contributing on a daily basis, you guys are making it happen. And within, you know, who knows? Maybe it could be by the end of this year, which would be outstanding. Because quite frankly, I don't want to be a slave to YouTube anymore. I'm tired of that shit. And I just want to cut the fucking cord and be able to just do what I want here on Twitch. But you know, we're not there yet. We're working towards it. It's positive. We're not there yet. Okay? All right. Big Ball, Small PP. Oh, my God. What a name. He says, don't worry, Phil. Everyone is happy that you're playing Jack 3 today. It will be a quality stream. Well, thank you very much for that. Jay Kramer Cheers says, your upper lip hides your top teeth even when you laugh or smile, so it's hard to see them. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't know how people could say, oh, you have bad teeth or you don't brush your teeth. How the hell could you see them? Colgate Industries had tipped me $1 and says, hello, Mr. Burnell. We'd like to sponsor you to go from the king of hate to the king of Colgate. Brush away the hate. All right. Well, there you go. He wants to, they want to sponsor me. All right, Colgate, contact me. Contact me. Yes. I'd be more than happy. I'd be more than happy. My friends over in the world of dental health, please contact me immediately. Much like I had a long-running relationship with Selsun Blue that lasted many years, and now we could start with Colgate. This platforming fail brought to you by the amazing cleaning powers of Colgate. There you go. Shout out to MZincK9, who resubscribed to the channel for the 2nd month in a row. Thank you, MZincK9, for the resub. Appreciate that. Shout out to Judicious Echoes, who did a 300-bit cheer. He says, I'm actually glad that your pre-stream portions are running as long as they do now. Actually, I'm not able to catch most of your streams. I really have too many time constraints to listen to a full game playthrough. So, wow, Judicious Echoes actually is liking the fact that my pre-streams last so long because he gets to hear a lot of my interaction with the viewers. I actually got one single person to say they like it. I can't believe it. Thank you, Judicious Echoes. You have no idea because people have basically been complaining that the pre-streams are too long. Even though, as I just told you guys, my pre-stream ended 22 minutes in. We're now 59 minutes in, which means it's been 37 straight minutes of interaction with the viewers. That should not be considered pre-stream promotion because it's not. It's me interacting with you guys. So, wow, someone actually likes it. Thank you, Judicious Echoes, for that nice cheer and for the message. Okay. Jay Kramer cheered. He says, do you think you'll be playing video games and eating cheers and tips when you're 50? What about retiring? Dude, Jay Kramer, on what planet do you live? Do you really think that someone who barely can pay his bills right now has any plans to retire? In one way or another, I'll probably be working till I'm dead. And I've kind of accepted that reality. I'm not like a normal person who's working a career, who's building up retirement fund money, and one day I could sit back in a lawn chair sipping a Mai Tai and live out my golden years in peace. It's never going to happen. My life, sadly, has taken a turn where I don't even know if I'd be able to get a job in what's considered the private sector because of the amount of crazy slander and defamation about me on the internet. Most employers have background checks. The first thing they'll do is search my name and find a bunch of videos saying horrendous things about me that aren't true. And probably wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. And so, more than likely, I'm just going to have to keep doing what I'm doing for as long as I can do it and make ends meet and go from there, And, if I'm 50, 60 years old and I still have to play video games for a living, maybe the formula will change. I mean, just take a look. In the 10 years I've done this, right? It's gone from just sitting by myself with a camera pointed at a TV crooked, doing commentary, to direct capture, high-quality video, high-quality audio, live streaming, interaction, webcam. It's a completely different thing today than what I did just 10 years ago. In another 10 years, it could be completely different again. It really could be. You know what I mean? So, I just kind of shrug. I'm like, it is what it is. That's my reality, So, I'm just going to keep doing what I love as long as I can do it and then worry about the rest when I get to it, right? Okay. Shout out to Kate. Kate did a 100-bit cheer and said, Phil, it's Thursday, no drama. It's almost the weekend. Let's cheer to the weekend. Very nice. Thank you, Kate. Obi-Wan Kenobi cheered and says, I love it too, by the way. And I think what Obi-Wan Kenobi is saying is he loves the pre-streams too. He loves the pre-stream interactivity. Well, thank you for that, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Kate just did a 190-bit cheer and says, Phil, become a hitman for hire. You'll get a lot of money from that. Pretty sure it's a little late for that, okay? Lipjan cheered. He says, this might be a controversial question. If viewers on Twitch reach a sub goal, I think Twitch viewers should decide what playthroughs or stuff you do and not patrons' thoughts. Not possible, Lipjan, because the reason I do it with patrons is because via Patreon, I can get a controlled group to vote. If I just did Twitch subscribers, there's no way to get a controlled group of Twitch subscribers to vote on a particular poll. It's not like with patrons, they get a forum upgrade on my forums, right? And then they can nominate and vote on games. With my Twitch subs, it's impossible to even formally get a full list of my Twitch subs, and it would be completely unfeasible to try to create a private nominations process, a private polling process. If you guys aren't aware, I mean, look how many subs I got. Can you imagine 400 plus people trying to nominate games and somehow I'm supposed to sift through all that information? It's just not, it's not feasible. It's just not. If Twitch developed a system by which you could interact with your subscribers easier, much like Patreon, when you pledge to my Patreon, I have a actual way to communicate with you via the website. Plus, I can get a spreadsheet of data. I have all that. I can't do that with Twitch at all. So, until that is made more viable or feasible, it's just not possible. I agree with you, LibJan, that it would be nice if I could do that, but there's just no way to do it. Especially with the kind of events that I'm doing. It would be one thing, I don't know. I send all of my subscribers a link to a special video that I put out as thanking them and, special gameplay. That's probably feasible. But getting 500 people to nominate and vote on games is not going to happen. I don't have a team of people who runs this channel and can do this busy work for me. It's just not going to happen, okay? All right. That Anana Bunny cheered, says, become a hitman. I mean, bong hits 420. Great. Jay Kramer cheered. He says, I live on Earth. That's why I'm asking. Are you thinking about that because I put away money for retirement? That's why I asked. Jay Kramer, at one point, I was putting money away for retirement. When I had my office job, okay, I was putting away money for retirement. And actually, the first 2 to 3 years that I was doing this for a living, I was putting away money for retirement. Then I moved out here to the West Coast, and, it got expensive, which is fine, but I still had money for retirement. But then, guess what happened? Gee, let's see. Let me count the amount of fucked up stuff that happened to me, and we could go through it, but I don't really want to. But you guys know the story of all the terrible things people did to me. The defamation on YouTube that I had no recourse from, the false copyright strikes. Like, there's basically 3-4 key things that happened that made my viewership. Again, I used to have 10 million views a month on YouTube. Now I get between 1 and 2. So just think about that. If I had 5 times the amount of income on YouTube now than I have, yeah, then probably I'd be putting money away for retirement. But what ended up happening was I came out here, you know, making one amount of money, and within 2 years, I made half of that, and within 3 years, I made about a third of that. And, you know, now I'm living on a balance between the remnants of what I can make from YouTube and my new income from Twitch, which is great. I'm not complaining, but I'm in such a bad situation because for 2-3 years, I wasn't making enough money to support what I was doing, and I was charging everything, and I was taking out loans, and I spent all my retirement money, you know, to pay the bills. And now at least I'm in a situation where, you know, at least it's under control, but it just sucks the situation I'm in. You know, again, basically what you're asking me about this stuff is incredibly personal. Like, I'm going to open my fucking balance book and show you my spreadsheets of my finances, and I'm not going to do that. No, I don't have any money for retirement, and right now I can't do it. I don't even have enough money to pay my taxes. How am I going to save money for retirement? Use your head. Shout out to Ending Europe, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Ending Europe, for the sub. By the way, I'm going to check on subs in a moment and see if they went up or down. And Toxic Toilet Juice. Just Cheers says, oh, look, think about it. If you rob a bank, you can pay your bills. Ugh. Hilarious. All right, let's see how we're doing subs-wise. 414. 414. Let's go ahead and get that up on the leaderboard. Okay. You're right, Kushiyakatori. I shouldn't have read his cheer. You're absolutely right. I said I wasn't going to, and then I did again because I'm stupid. You're absolutely right. Okay. So, thank you, everyone, for your support here on Pre-Stream. I appreciate it. Reminder, if you cheer, sub, or tip today, I'll give you a shout-out. If you are the top cheerer or the top tipper, you'll get up on the leaderboard. Right now, we've got Dark Carnage in first place for cheers with a 510-bit cheer. And we've got Colgate Industries with a $1 tip. Pretty easy to beat out Colgate Industries there, just saying. Outside of that, thank you for your support. Thanks for a good pre-stream. We're going to end the pre-stream now. And we're going to jump over to Jack 3 gameplay and see how far I can get today. Keep in mind, you know, still a fun interactive session. So let's keep it going. And, all right, I guess that's it, right? All right, thank you very much. And I think it's time to begin. Very nice.